Good mood, I start in on the song we played in the band room. Blackbird, The Beatles. She lets me play the first verse all the way through before she starts singing. Her voice is quiet at first, almost a whisper, but then she clears her throat and allows her voice to rise. Again, that gorgeous, silky alto voice. Funny, just how just a voice can drive me crazy. I finish the song and we stare at each other like we're holding our breath waiting for what comes next. Haley, I say, your voice just blows me away. She looks down at her fingernails, picks at some red polish on her thumb, and I figure she's just being shy. But when she looks back up at me, her eyes have gotten all shimmery. Thanks, but it doesn't do me any good if I'm too scared to get up and sing. I stare at her, my eyebrows crunching together in disbelief. Why would somebody like you ever be scared to sing? Something bad happened, last year, at the Battle of the Bands. What, like stage fright? Hey, that happens to a lot of people. No, I wish that's all it was. Haley clears her throat, avoids my eyes. Remember the day we met when Danielle was bugging me about looking kind of sick? Yeah, I do. I'd thought of asking her about that, but figured it might still be a sore subject. Well, it's like this. I'm diabetic. My blood sugar was starting to crash after lacrosse practice, so I got a little dizzy. After you left, I had to drink some juice to jolt it back up. Diabetic. My damaged memory banks seem to recall what that is. Something about the pancreas and insulin. Is that what happened at the Battle of the Bands, too? Yeah, but it was much, much worse. I was nervous, so I didn't eat much that day. Didn't even think about it. By the time I was up on stage, I went into this full-out insulin reaction. I passed out and started having this seizure in front of everybody. They had to call an ambulance and everything. It was humiliating. Tears stand in her eyes, ready to roll down her cheeks. I wish I could magically say the right thing to make it better. You couldn't help that. I'm sure everybody understood. The problem is, almost nobody knew about the diabetes. I've had it since I was about 9, but I don't like to talk about it. Just don't want to be different, you know? So everybody kind of freaked out, and some people still seem scared to be around me in case it happens again. She wipes at her eyes and tries to smile at me. Needless to say, I haven't sung in public since then. I shake my head. That's so wrong, Haley. You should do the show this year. Seriously, you have to. I don't know, Hank. Maybe the doorbell rings. Hang on, I gotta get that, she says. My parents are still at work. She leaves the white room and heads to the front door, so I play around some more with the guitar. It feels so natural, fingers on my left hand flying across the frets, fingers on my right strumming and picking. Like I was born to do this. Like when I'm with Haley and making music, nothing else matters. The ultimate escape, the best drug ever. I stop playing when I hear voices arguing. I don't want to, Cam. Can't you get somebody else? I pause with my fingers hovering over the strings and listen. It's Cameron. You said you'd do it, Haley. What else am I supposed to do? Plus, not to be mean or anything, but you owe me. God, Cam, how long am I going to owe you? I set the guitar down, lean it against the sofa. Come on, Haley, you know the deal. I walk to the front door and stand behind Haley like a bodyguard, arms crossed over my chest, hoping it will make my biceps look more substantial than they actually are. You okay, Haley? He looks surprised, then pissed to see me there with Haley at her house, and in spite of my macho stance, I'm praying this isn't the time he chooses to pick a fight, when I'm still really weak. Yeah, I'm okay, Haley says over her shoulder. Cameron looks like he wants to take me down, and I'm glad he doesn't know he could knock me over with one finger if he really tried. But then he starts looking me over from head to toe, shrewd eyes sweeping. So, Hank, where did you get that shirt? He demands. I look down. Long sleeve, black t-shirt, white words. From the high school Lost and Found. I don't know, I say. Why are you so fascinated by my wardrobe, Cam? Because my dad got me a shirt just like it from the Nashville Music Hall of Fame. That's what it says on the front. I lost that shirt about a week ago, the same time you just happened to appear out of nowhere. Not a shirt you see every day in Concord, Massachusetts, don't you think? Uh-oh. Haley rolls her eyes. So what are you saying, Cam, that Hank stole your shirt? I'm just saying it's a really weird coincidence. The world is full of really weird coincidences, I say. Look, Cam, I think you should go, Haley says. We'll talk about that other thing later. Cameron glares at both of us, and I almost laugh out loud. He's trying to look all tough and badass with his scuffed-up black boots and sideways cap. I fight the urge to smack the hat right off his head. Yeah, we'll talk about a lot of things later, he says. He jabs a finger in the air as he turns and heads back down the front brick steps. And I want my shirt back, douchebag, he says. Haley closes the door and leans back against it, biting her lip. Sorry about that, she says. Things with Cam and me, they're kind of complicated. Yeah, I get that. She looks like she wants to tell me more, but she shakes her head, pastes on a smile for me. Forget Cam. Let's make music, Hank. The magic words. And so we do. We play Blackbird, and then I mess around with a few more songs my fingers seem to know by heart, and she joins in where she knows the words. Music creates a bond between us, an intimacy, like touching her with music instead of fingers. Her red hair and that purple shirt against the white sofa are like a painting or a photograph, like the white room was created just so she could stand out in contrast, in beautiful, amazing color. We finish another song. Taking a break from the music is like coming out of a trance, and we can't seem to break free from the way our eyes are locked together. If ever there was a time for kissing a girl, this is it, but I hesitate. I have no right to kiss Haley, to get close to her or let her get close to me. My life is just one huge question mark, and it wouldn't be fair. I tear my eyes away from her. Time to change the subject, to catch my breath, diffuse the moment. So, Haley, what's with the socks and earrings? You have something against things that match? Haley sticks out her feet and wiggles her toes. They match, she insists. They do not. Look, one sock has black cats and the other one has blue. What are those? I lean in for a closer look. Elephants? Hippos. Both socks have animals, therefore they match. I raise an eyebrow. It's about a theme, then, I ask, like we're having a super serious discussion. Yeah, like I might wear a green striped sock with a pink striped one. Both stripes. Or a star earring in one ear, a moon in the other. Got it? So it's not just that you're too lazy to find the ones that go together? Well, okay, it started like that, she admits, finally cracking a smile. But of course I told everybody I did it on purpose and it sort of got to be my trademark. It's not easy to get away with being a nonconformist in Concord, so I do what I can. We smile into each other's eyes and there's that thing again, and I'm not even sure what to call it. Magnetism, maybe. Chemistry. Magic. I like it, I say, meaning it. Symmetry is overrated anyway. I want to kiss her so bad, but I don't make a move. I can't, so finally Haley does. Kneeling in front of me without a word, she removes the guitar from my hands and leans it against the couch, and I let her do it. Then she puts her hands on both sides of my face. Her lips are soft and sweet like cherry candy. I get lost completely in that kiss, the same way I got lost in her music. So we're doing this thing, right? Her breath is warm in my ear and makes me shiver. With where my mind is heading, I'm taken totally off guard by the question. Doing what? The Battle of the Bands. After we sang together in the band room that day, I actually started thinking I might be able to do it if you'll help me. Will you, Hank? So, hang on a second. Only a few days ago I realized I can play the guitar and I'm already going to perform in public. Am I crazy out of my mind? Well, yeah, I am. For Haley, I am. I nod and she makes this happy squealy sound. Then she kisses me again. No matter what I've done or who I am, it's clear that this funny, talented, pretty girl really likes me. So maybe, just maybe, when it comes right down to it, I'm not such a bad person after all. Chapter 11. Here you go. I found a couple more. Thomas brings over 2 more books and sets them on top of the stack he already gave me. Jesus, this guy is just way too into this research thing. Sitting in the Thoreau room at the library, I flip through the books on memory and memory loss, hopefully to get a handle on how this thing happened to me and maybe how to reverse it. I'm not sure the answer to that lies in these books, but Thomas is all about research, so whatever. Amnesia can be caused by physical trauma, like a crack on the head, the book says. Or it can be a result of emotional trauma, like if something really terrible happened, too traumatic to deal with, your brain blocks it out. It's the brain protecting itself, a defense mechanism. Kind of cool and weird at the same time, when you think about it. Basically, all the books agree on one thing. The brain is a mystery, and what causes memory loss and what brings it back are things people don't completely understand. Great, that's no help at all. What if I never get my memory back? I figure I have 2 choices. Create a life with no past, starting here and now, or go to the Concord Police Department and turn myself in. They'd call the media and put me on the news, and eventually someone would see me and identify me. I'd be taken home to my parents I don't remember, a life that I apparently ran away from. If they want me back, that is. Then there's the chance that I'm facing jail time, all of which make option number 1 sound like the best choice. Creating my own life on my own terms, something like what Thoreau did. Did those books help, Thomas asks me, setting one more book on top of the pile which threatens to topple over. Basically, they say I might remember a little at a time, remember everything at once, or never remember another thing for the rest of my life. Says Thomas, scratching his bearded chin. Well, that leaves things pretty much open, doesn't it? Yeah, I say, leaning back with my feet straight out and my arms crossed over my chest, shutting down. Sucks. Listen, Hank, I have an idea. There's this database for missing kids. We can bring it up on the computer and see if you're on it.